What?
Oh, fuck. And we're back. And welcome to the podcast. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
my God, it's
We're back.
we're back and we're halfway there now. We're halfway there with this audio interface and this headphone amp.
Oh,
We
hell
got
yeah,
the,
brother.
The audio coming out through one ear right now.
Oh,
which is-
hell yeah,
yeah,
brother. HYB, baby. Yeah, no, it's a
HYB?
big step. I think this is a nice bounce back
It
from the
is.
fucking atrocious week that we had previously.
Yeah,
Holy
We
shit.
laid a bad brick.
Yeah, it was,
It was
a pretty,
half a brick.
you know, it's one of those bricks where you're just like, fuck it, like just boot it out, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But no, we kept it. We kept it.
Yeah.
We'll look back at this brick and be like, yo, that was a pivotal moment.
Yeah, it really forced us to get actually bring this thing home with me, because I feel like our setup right now is I kind of take care of the audio side and then you take care of more of like the video side. At least that's how it's been since that episode. So
I think it's working well.
we've split up we've delegated the
Divided and conquered.
divided and
You know
conquered
what I mean?
the job. So yeah, I think we're coming in here and we have the interface and oh my God, it sounds so nice on my
Sounds way better. Sounds way
on
better.
the ears.
So before we actually jump in, let's do the weekly recap and then we'll do
The weekly recap.
yes, and perhaps right into it.
Yes,
brother.
perhaps right into it. So my weekly recap.
What you have going on this week?
We won our first rec league game. Fuck yeah, bud.
Was it a close one? Like, what was the kind of game?
It was against the only individuals team. So they
Oh, right.
But this is actually pretty significant. It's pretty important because at least with this group, we haven't won since we started playing basketball together. Back in 2019, 2018.
Wait, you've been dropping a donut? No, we went together when I came through. Like, what are you talking about?
So with the group that we have, myself and then like Mark, Jason, like all of us together, like a fully pre-made group.
Huh?
We haven't won together like that. Even in like the leagues where we played in the past together.
Yeah.
There's leagues. There's a couple of leagues where we went like
donut.
fully like donut throughout the whole season. Just taking barrels.
Tough,
Yeah. So this is 5 years.
Fighting more than you can chew.
5 years in the making.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, like there's some game because we're kind of down a man too. Like we're down Michael, and Michael's kind of like he should have been he would have been one of our premier scorers. I say premier like we're a professional team or whatever. No, this is
he was one of the scoring options.
He was the 1-2 scoring option. It was me and him.
Right.
And he was also like he has a lot of size too. So we're missing.
Michael's the guy with glasses, right?
Yeah.
He's
I remember about
him.
6'3".
He's pretty good.
He's a unit. Super dope guy. But yeah, we missed him this season.
Solid bench.
Because he had a pretty big injury that he had to work through. So
Fucking pussy.
No. It was
I'm
like
joking.
he had like a whole knee problem, bro. Like,
Get the fuck out of here with it. No, but I will say actually, man, fucking I say this all the time actually, where I get more hurt in ball and soccer than I do in jits. It's fucked. Like soccer murks my knees. Jits, obviously. I mean, basketball. Like everybody's playing like they're fucking LeBron James, bro.
Yeah.
And
Basketball
is just a pickup game, my guy.
Basketball is a very physical sport. It's a very physical sport. So it's also a very. I think a lot of injuries come from the fact that it's a very stop and go kind of sport.
Yeah,
high intensity.
That's part of it.
You're stopping,
but then you're also
lot,
jumping, bro.
and you're jumping. Yeah,
and if
it's
you don't
a hard
land
surface.
correctly, it's tough.
Yeah. So that happened. That was very liberating, winning with those guys after 5 years. And I honestly felt like because that group is a bunch of gamers, right? And so I game with that group a lot. We've played everything, you know, and they're like competitive dudes too. And so like we like to kind of relate this ball league right now, where it's the first of its the first time we're all kind of rallying together and organized ball for a long time, right? Like I think the last time we did this was, like I said, back in 2019 before COVID. And so for us to come here 5 years in the making and actually get our first dub together.
How hype were you guys?
It was sick, man. We went out to eat after. We went to
where'd you guys eat?
I got mac and cheese from Boston Pizza and got a couple.
This was
of
last
beers.
night, or
no? This was Wednesday.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the first one, and all the boys are fucking hype. The vibes are all time high right now. And yeah,
who's on that team? Mark.
Yeah, it's not on.
It's not on.
Josh,
Mark,
Eric, Victor, Jason.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it's an intermediate too. Like those guys weren't that great, you know what I mean? But I think a win's a win.
A win's a win, man. But yeah, intermediate, like to your point, those guys are just beginners, and for you to go into intermediate,
they're not though. That's the thing. Is that yes,
they are. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, they're literally just starting to play in the past 2-3 years. Now, I'm not saying they're not good for how long that they've been playing for, because they like. I remember from when the first time that they started playing. And then, like, just in the past year playing with him, like, oh, fuck, like...
Yeah, picking it up.
Okay, so just to paint the picture a little bit, like, to my brother's point, these guys are, like, gamers, right? Like, and it's not to say that they're not, like, your prototypical gamer where, like, they're all overweight and, like, they're... You know what I mean? But they're not as coordinated from an athletic standpoint in the beginning anyway, right? But then now, like, after playing with them in the past year, I'm like, oh, fuck, they're a lot more coordinated now, which is, like, they can dribble, they can hold dribbles, they can actually shoot. Like their graphics are pretty, like they're getting better.
Our animation,
your animations are getting better. Yeah.
They take a huge leap for sure. So that happened. That was pretty dope.
That's dope.
In general,
shout out those guys.
Yeah, shout out those guys. Yeah. In general, when it comes to training, I have here that
more aggressive training.
I'm more aggressively training now because
what does that mean?
Looking for more of the submission. As opposed to just kind of being
laxy daisy.
Yeah.
What's yours? What kind of submissions are you hitting?
Submissions? I've been hitting a lot of head and arm.
Yeah, head a lot of darces.
A lot of darces. Yeah. I'm trying to get into a lot of. I've been watching a lot of the Rutolo brothers.
Yeah.
They fucking
AOJ and like Atos, like that's their style, man. They love that shit.
I've been fishing for a lot of darces.
Hell yeah, really.
I've been trying to use just a lot less.
You're a darce enjoyer, eh?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that right now. I'm definitely. If I was to enjoy anything right now, it would be the head and arm for sure. Like
head and arm is sweet.
Yeah, I try to just get
head and arm is beautiful.
You know what I mean? And then I've also been playing around a lot with. And I say playing around, but actually been kind of being a douche when it comes to the Kimura grip.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Kimura. Sorry. Yeah, the Kimura grip. Yeah. Just
double wrist lock.
Yeah. So I've been playing around with that, and I say that loosely because like there's a few times throughout training where I was just kind of like a fucking dick with it and like using a lot of strength and try to.
Oh yeah.
Their back.
Yeah.
There's at one point like there's a guy that like I trained with that's a super nice dude. He's like a lot younger than me too.
Yeah.
And I hit it on him. I hit it where I was I basically got into like I don't even know what you call this position where he's on turtle and I have his arm and then I have his arm and almost like a what's it called? Like a why can't I fucking think of that position now?
Not a crucifix, is it?
It's almost like a crucifix where I have his arm and my shoulder's on the ground.
Yeah.
And I have like an
Kimura grip
and an arm bar.
Yeah.
Arm bar from like and he's on turtle. And then I basically use that grip to turn him from turtle to his back.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah.
I went all the way with it.
Yeah.
And after he's like, bro, you almost broke my whole shoulder. I was like,
yeah. You gotta, I would. It's arguable that the Kimura grip is more dangerous than the fucking heel hook. Because the heel hook, man, like, because when you actually break it down, when you like, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but a heel hook is kind of like a Kimura, but the elbow is the actual heel. You know what I mean? Because you're kind of like torquing it to the opposite side. It just travels up to the knee.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the knee is kind of like the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, so, but yeah, if someone really wants to be a dick with like the Kimura, man, that you can cause a lot of damage.
You can cause a lot of damage.
Yeah,
you
could fuck somebody's shoulder all the way out.
All the way.
Like with a knee, okay, like I think usually what ends up happening if you torque it, like the bone gets fucked more so than the joint. You know what I mean? Because like it'll get that spiral fracture, you know what I mean, on the actual bone. Whereas with the Kimura, you could literally like rip somebody's arm out of their socket, bro.
Yeah, you could feel it too.
Yeah,
you could feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. And when I was in that position, so basically, he's on all fours like this, turtle, and I basically got his arm isolated. My whole body is like on his arm. You know what I mean? Like, and I have that Kimura grip. Yeah. So his arm is like this, and he's got my whole body to work again.
Yeah. You
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
So
you're attaching it to your body, and now that's the correct way of doing it.
And then when you turn, as a person that's on that armbar side, when you turn, you have that grip, bro. Like you could, you could really cause.
Well, that comes with learning that position, is understanding where sometimes I could just use a little bit more strength and then like make this submission work. Or I'm just gonna let go because I'm just training here. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll come back to that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I'll try to set it up and then hit it the second time around where it's more fluid, it's more clean, and I'm not relying on strength. Because it's just like in my mind, it's like, okay, if I got you in this position where I've compromised you here, but I'm not gonna I know if I'm gonna either use a lot more effort or strength to finish off this more. So for example, that's why that's how I fucked up my wrist, is because I was applying it wrong, where I'll be planting it like this. And then now there'd be times where I'd be supporting somebody's body weight, because sometimes they would they would hip into it.
Right.
Now it's like this, you know what I mean? So now it's just okay, if I get in that position, I'm just gonna back out, set up the Kimura again, but this time around I'm gonna try to make sure that by the time I start hitting it, it's already clean. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but that's dope. So what else?
Yeah. Other than that, man,
more sick.
Dude, just fuck it. Yeah,
double wrist lock.
It's such a good control.
You should check out.
It's so strong.
Check out Sakuraba.
Sakuraba.
That's the guy that broke Henzo's arm.
Yeah.
He fucked the Graces up with the Kimuras.
Isn't it Sakurabai or some shit? Anyway,
Sakuraba.
Yeah. Anyway, what else happened this week? Dude, I fucking relapsed hard when it comes to diet. I ate tremendous food this week. I had a lot of good meals, man. Like I said, on Wednesday I had
BP, and cheese.
Yeah, the mac and cheese. They had a new mac and cheese on their menu with fried chicken or something, and it came out with fried chicken. It came out with fucking garlic bread. Yesterday I had 3 pizzas to my face.
Jeez, what the fuck?
Well, 3 different kinds of pizzas. But I went out with some buddies, and we went to actually the spot. It's not a spot, but it's a whole I don't even know. They're called Don't Tell Comedy. I don't know if you've heard of them. But they basically they host comedy shows, but they do it every set is a different set when they host. Mm-hmm. So they'll have one in where we went, which was it was a place called The Bunker.
Yeah, they cycle through different venues.
Yeah. So that was sick. I've never heard of them before, or went to.
It's a good show.
Yeah, good show.
Oh yeah.
We sat front row, and we got roasted.
Roasted. Hundo.
But fucking dude, ate like trash this week. And honestly, I don't mind it.
How do you feel?
I feel right now I could feel better.
Yeah.
But
bro, sometimes it feels good to be a devious dog.
Fucking sometimes feels amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting because it works both ways, right? On the one hand, it's just it feels good to say no and be nah, I'm gonna fucking you know what I mean? I'm gonna be clean today, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually fast all the way through 24 hours. I was saying no, and then by the time you have that meal, it's and it's fucking just 24 hours have passed by and you're just hungry the whole day, and then boom, that first bite is tremendous. And it's so rewarding, right? Because you abstain the whole day, right?
The fucking cheesecake.
But then in the meantime, it's just where it's just not saying, all right, give me another piece.
Give me another fucking
cheesecake.
I was a naughty boy.
Ooh, baby, the devious dog. Feels good to be a devious dog.
Bro, we had this fucking cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, bro. It's the assorted.
Oh, you went to the Cheesecake Factory?
Well, we got
in Yorkdale or whatever?
We got it from Loblaws, but it was Cheesecake Factory assorted.
Yeah.
Little
a sampler pack?
Sample pack. Yeah. Well, not a sample pack. I guess it was.
A flight of cheesecakes?
A flight of cheesecakes. Yeah, just a fucking whole fuckfest of assorted cheesecakes.
Oh man, that sounds like a fat boy's fucking fantasy.
Dude, I had
a flight of cheesecake.
I had 2 slices back to back, bro.
Oh, you're a
on
devious
Friday, man.
dog. You're a double D's.
Yeah,
devious
I didn't even work out on Friday at all.
It was a write-off.
It was a write-off.
Oh yeah. You checked out. You're just I'm going.
I didn't even lay a break.
I'm going on vacation.
You know what I mean? It was that fucking bad, bro. I had fucking cheesecake. I had
I'm taking a break, boss.
I had a whole pretty much that show.
Check that on yourself that day.
Yeah,
fuck, I know those days, man.
That show, I had a whole fucking bottle of wine to myself too, man.
Jesus Christ!
Like I let myself go, bro. I let myself go, but man, it was liberating. It felt fucking great.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy it, man. Fuck.
I felt like ass yesterday. Like for the first half of yesterday, I just felt like ass because of that. I'm definitely at the age now where I feel the food that I eat.
Yeah, bro. Isn't it crazy when that happens? It's like, what the fuck? Like,
what the fuck? Just like,
just the evil that just comes out of you, bro. The evil that you feel, like.
But oh man, at the time,
and you know what the wild part about that is that people do that every single day, bro.
Every fucking day. I don't know how the fuck they do it, man.
Well, I know how, with fucking like probably a good mix of depression and joy and like everything mixed in one.
It has to be that. It has to be other factors such as depression, such as just unhappiness, just super unhappiness.
Gordo.
You know what I mean?
Ay, la, la.
Because if you are like my age, I'm 28, and if you could genuinely just do that every single day, eat fucking trash every day, bags of chips, I'm talking cheesecakes, I'm talking burgers, fucking pasta,
everything,
just sodas, the sodas on top of everything, bro. If you could do that every fucking day, bro, imagine how like, oh my god, like
if you're not doing anything after, if you're just fucking going into an early grave, 1000%,
bro. Early grave, dropping dead at 40.
You're dead. You're dead.
You're dead.
Brother.
You're done, man. It's not sustainable, man. That shit is just
Anyway. So
how about you?
Feels good to be a devious dog.
Once in a while, you know what I mean?
Once
it's
in
a
a while,
reminder that
exactly.
at the end of the day, you're gonna fucking die one day, you know. So you gotta enjoy sometimes.
Well, on that end, one of the things that I've been consciously, as far as my week is, I think we could chalk it up as a W for this week, because on that note, one of the things that I've been trying to do less is fucking ordering on Uber Eats late in the fucking morning, just 7-Eleven those cookies.
Oh God, you were a fucking slut,
bro. No, I'm saying like, bro, like,
it's bad,
I would look back in my, like, it would be like a couple times a week, whereas okay, I'm ordering fucking like some soda, some like two slices of pizza. It's usually when I'm like fucking coming home and I'm just like deadbeat tired, like on a Thursday, for example, right?
And you don't want to cook
because I don't want to do shit. Like I just want to be like usually Friday mornings. I try not to book any meetings on Friday mornings. You know what I mean? So I know I don't have to like be like fucking
wake up on time.
Not necessarily wake up on time, but like be all there and like I have to like prep for anything, right? So like. Yeah, I've been the past few weeks has been like at least like 2-3 times a week, and this week is like just the one time, like the one time.
You gotta give yourself the one time.
Yeah, bro. The thing is, everybody's different, right? For me, what I find like works well is tapering myself off. It's weird because for some things, tapering things off works way better than just cold turkey. Like stopping smoking cigarettes, I need to cold turkey that shit. If I taper off, I'm just kidding myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it comes to like food though, if I try to go too extreme where it's too clean for a fucking week, I just crash on that 7th day. I need to have one of those Devious dog days. Triple D's. Yeah, Devious dog day. That might be a thing. I like that. Devious dog day. You know what I mean? That. But yeah, I mean, relatively clean as far as that end goes. What else happened this week? Fuck. I
wonder if there's something behind that. There's something behind just like wanting to feel like just a fat slob. You know, because it feels so good. It feels so like I'm so content.
Yeah, well,
when I'm just,
but
you're
then
just
there's always that just fucking regret that soon. It's kind of like fapping. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, it's a lot. It's the same cycle almost. You know what I mean?
I would say that feeling is definitely a relative.
It's like when you're doing it, and then right after it happens, it's like, oh, why did I do that? You know what I mean? I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
You know what I mean?
But what's wrong with me?
No, but. No, it was just busy, bro. Just fucking a lot of back-to-backs, just getting fucking bent over at work, which is whatever, like, you know, comes with the territory or whatever. But
yeah,
working on so this week I want to work on some stuff with did you bring your geek, by the way?
I did.
Yeah, okay, nice, because I want to shoot some stuff today. Yeah, no, it was learning a bunch of stuff when it comes to like Instagram marketing and I think we're gonna run this ad set with promos. So the first couple ad sets were just like targeting like certain certain demos, you know what I mean? Like, but then the messaging was always like, oh, for this demo, like the older crowd, for example, like this is a place for you to get fit and like have community or whatever. For kids and whatever, it's like build confidence, and you know what I mean? Like, so different messaging. But now, just like I think I want to change it up and then get it to like add a promo to it, because the incentive was always with that messaging plus a free week, like a free trial, or whatever. But now it's like the promo that we had earlier in the year, $99 for 6 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna run that back. So
yeah.
Just a lot of focus has been on Revo this week, just because we're not. I mean, it's not to say we're not making good progress. We have just under 20 members, but
fuck total.
Yeah, I think like 16, 17 now.
Shoo.
Yeah.
They're all on some kind of plan right now.
Well, it's month to month. We just do we don't do contracts
right now. Yeah. Oh, sweet, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, we have no need to. We're trying to make it where we don't have to run contracts.
So are some of the promos that you're promoting? Is it just like discounted rates on those months?
Pretty much. So you get $99 for the first 6 months, and then it goes up.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So there's still
and then for existing members,
basically like new contracts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For new members, so that's what the new members got. So we didn't want to make a promo where like the new members were like, "What the fuck?"
God's
like,
fucking
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and then for the new members is like your traditional, like if you bring a member, like a friend, and then they sign up, you get a free month.
Yeah.
So we're trying, I think, like I said, we're every week we're on top of we try to be on top of it. Trying to do the right things, and hopefully, like this past week, I got a couple of new members that tried it out. So a new kid came in yesterday, and then a couple of new trials started this past week too. So I think we're gathering some momentum. We'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks, and then check back in a couple of weeks, talk about what went well, what didn't go well, and then approach another couple of weeks, because we just need like another 10 members. And we need, like, I feel my feeling is once we start getting consistent, like 10 people in the room, that's when it's going to start popping off. You know what I mean? That's it, because then the referral effect starts happening, and then that builds to like 25 people, like 20 people in a room, right? So, bro, this is just the natural progression.
This is the natural progression, but all I gotta say is, man, like if you can get to that point before the summer. And when summer comes around,
brother, that's kind of the goal. That's pretty much the goal here.
That is
to get established.
That is the gold right there. Yeah. That is the cream of the crop right there. You're gonna fucking roll up into summer and just get a huge flux of fucking members, man. Yeah. Just because of like, I don't know, like you're in such a good location too right now in Burlington. It's such a convenient location for everyone, and I feel like with stuff like this, that's really like, if you can get a good location locked in, you're like 99%. And
that's the big, that's a proximity. Like what I've learned is proximity is the biggest determinant, I would say.
100%.
And I think like that's where part of the frustration, I think, from a couple of the guys is like, man, like what the fuck? Like we're in a perfect location and
it's fucking winter,
bro. But at the same time, we're 2 months in and it's winter. You know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not pressed about it. Yeah. But obviously, it's kind of a bummer sometimes when you show up in class and it's like 1, 2 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like, it's part of the journey. It's going to be funny to look back at these things. That's why I'm not too pressed about it. I'm like, I know, like I've seen this happen before. You know what I mean? It's not a surprise. But other than that, just, did my annual review. It's kind of late this year because January and February were fucking busy as hell. But I did my typical like annual planning, like my budgeting. I usually do it around February anyway, because that's when I like find out about like my income and all that stuff anyway. So that's always good. So I think maybe we could talk about that actually in the main piece, but did that. firmed up some plans for Colombia, brother.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's in June. Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna talk.
We got fucking Hubert's thing coming up soon.
Yeah, April, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
April.
sick.
That's a month away.
Anyway,
it's already March.
It's already March. Yes, and perhaps we can fucking, you know what I mean, learn a little bit of what's going on in Playa, because I haven't really. I talked to Vic about it because he just came from there. He actually stayed at the resort that we stayed at, or we're staying at, and he said it was pretty good. Like, apparently he was too lazy to book anything, so he would always go to the buffet. But there's a bunch of different restaurants. He said that the all inclusive like liquor is like solid, like, you know what I mean, like it's not anything special or whatever. But it's should do us right, because I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to spend too much money in Playa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could do without that.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'd rather just, as far as eating goes, maybe just keep it to the resort. Same with the drinking. And then the only thing that I foresee like an actual expenditure on, in addition to what we've already spent, is expeditions or whatever the fuck that we're gonna do. I haven't even looked into that. Like, have you?
What are they called? Fucking
excursions.
Yeah.
So
fucking.
I think we could just like walk the strip and see what the vibe is and see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what we want to do.
Well, what do you even do in like a bachelor party? I don't even know. Like,
I don't know, get a bunch of fucking hookers and blow. Like,
yeah.
But I don't think that's that kind of vibe with these guys.
Movies.
I don't know if that's that kind of vibe with these guys. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it is either.
But
we got a small group going.
We got a small group.
6 of us, I think.
I think 7 actually. 7. So me, you, Pod, Hubert, him, Boyan. I think that's it. 6. I think that's it. Yeah.
Honestly, that's a solid group.
That's a solid group. I'd rather keep it low anyway. That's why when I was like Brian, I'm like, fuck. But nothing against Brian. I think he's a great cat. You know what I mean? But generally speaking, I'd rather have a smaller group, because then, like, you know, you just have fewer people to please. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because usually when the bigger the group gets, the more, like, you know, people can get frustrated, in my experience.
Man, we gotta fucking think about something. I haven't even given it any thought yet, but like, what should we do that's like special for Hubert? You know?
I don't know. Like, maybe we could find a ball court and play some ball down there.
Yeah, I think that for sure we're gonna do.
I think that's a vibe.
I think we're gonna do that regardless.
I think that's a vibe.
Yeah, 100%.
But as far as excursions, I think you really have like ATV.
Well, we gotta do something. I'm not even thinking like something like where we have to spend
like an excursion.
Money.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just like kind of just a fun little effort thing, you know, like an effort play for Hubert to show.
I don't know. Let's think about that.
Yeah, we gotta
like
think about
during the actual trip.
Yeah, just like even like I don't know, like what do you fucking do? Like
extra effort thing, bro. We paid for his fucking trip.
We did. Yeah. But he's also getting married too.
No, I get it. I get it.
You know how think about it. Like Macy's friends, like my girlfriend's friends will do like extra effort things for people certain days, special days. Like they'll like I don't know, get them something that
it's a good friend group.
Yeah,
it's a solid friend group.
They'll get them something.
I like those community people. Like they have a solid, you know.
Yeah,
friend group.
Yeah, they do for sure. And I've learned a lot from that actually. Like just as far as like for one thing that they did that that I took from that I completely bit from them because I thought it was genius.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably got it from like TikTok or something like that. But this is a really fun little group thing that they organized on Christmas, I believe, or someone's birthday. I think it was someone's birthday. They basically compiled a whole PowerPoint slide deck, and I think the trend was or the activity is that you have to guess as a group. There's 2 teams, and the groups have to guess on the screen that all they see is a piece of text. They just see something that someone in the group has said in the chat or chats, whatever plural. And they have to guess. The person's face is hidden out, like, you know, in Discord and Messenger, you can see like the whoever sent the message, and there's like the profile picture.
Yeah.
So you have to guess. Those things are blurred out. You have to guess
who it was,
who said that thing.
Yeah.
So you could a game like that can get very fucking not safe for work, you know?
Right.
And so for our chat, you know, like for our group, we had the same game. And so the whole point of the game is the 2 teams guess, and whoever gets the most guesses right, they win a prize or whatever.
Yeah.
And so for us, I basically organized that same game for our group in Christmas.
Yeah.
When we did because we did a Secret Santa this year.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. If anyone's looking for something that like that's an extra step kind of like play,
right?
You know what I mean?
To
make things more fun, to make things to make events more memorable and stuff. And so that was our game. And it got
that's cool. Yeah,
devious. Like, there's some things that
some of the things that you posted
2021 that like we're just completely unhinged, and it's like,
damn, you must have scrolled through Bear.
Yeah, well, it was easy. It's easy with all like you could just search it by by keyword, right?
So you just remember funny conversations,
and
then you just
topics.
Look it up. Yeah,
funny.
That's pretty cool.
Little snips, funny little sayings and stuff.
Yeah, maybe we should do something around the goat, like a goat with Hubert.
Maybe making like a whole video,
a compilation of his compilation. Because I'm sure that you still have.
Yeah, like you. I think like even coming up with a video would be sick for the guy. Like having a video and then showing it to him when we're there.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, this is.
Or what we can do, like just being conscious of videotaping all that shit, like while we're there, like that are and then we could bring, like, I don't know if we necessarily need to bring a laptop or something like that. Maybe we do. And then just edit it like there, and then at the very end, like, oh, this is the video compilation of the
last time you were single.
This is your bachelor
thing.
Like, compilation.
That'd be sick. Yeah, anything like that, I'm down for. I think that a video would be a fucking sick gift, especially. I don't know. There's something so exciting about bachelor parties, bro.
Yeah, we might get some into some devious dog days, brother, and perhaps. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But fuck.
Do some damage. We
do some fucking damage for sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some damage, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's been a while, man. It's been a long time coming with those guys. For him particularly, like, it's been a long time coming. We've all known that this day would.
Bro, yeah,
this event's gonna happen.
The room that we're in too is gonna be fucking. Steven's in trouble, bro.
Oh yeah,
Steven's in trouble. I'm gonna fuck with him so much.
Oh, he's.
Yeah, just
we don't really hang out.
We don't hang out like that much anymore, bro.
Fucking weekend for the.
Bro.
Through the ringer.
Yeah, bro. I might make fucking Steven go unconscious and let him come back to consciousness and slip him back into unconsciousness again.
He's gonna get fucking.
I just miss that guy. Shout out Steven, fucking pod bitch, bro.
Fucking
guy.
Legend.
So what do we got? On the So welcome back, everybody, to another episode, another podcast of Yes and Perhaps.
Man, I was thinking,
indubitably yes.
I was thinking the past week, man, like just about our name, and like, bro, we couldn't have found a better name, bro.
Our name is fire, bro.
Is so fire.
That's why I got so excited about it when we first figured it out. It's just like yes, and like it's so sick. I love it.
It's so fucking
it fits,
clean, bro.
Yeah, yes and perhaps.
YNP, baby. The acronym also fucking fits too, bro.
Works, bro. But still, gotta fucking get a logo and shit. Actually,
yeah, that's coming up.
Low hanging fruit. Honestly.
Low hanging fruit.
Once we do, we should get some fucking vinyl prints and then get some t-shirts, bro.
Ooh,
we have a t-shirt press in this room. We haven't used enough of it.
Put that shit to use.
Actually, speaking of which, are we gonna do some shit for Hubert's? Like, should we make some t-shirts?
Yeah. There you go. Now we're thinking. Yeah, we can do some shit.
Yeah, so
put some goats on that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like where that's going.
Let's go. I fucking love that, man.
Yeah.
Roll up with some fucking
with some goat merch
and the fucking hats, bro.
But we can make it where, like, should we make it obnoxious or should we make it?
I think we make it obnoxious.
Just straight up obnoxious.
Fuck yeah.
A big fucking goat in the back with Hubert's name on it.
Yeah, and we're all like it could be like we're all wearing those obnoxious t-shirts or whatever, and then I'm almost thinking like we just have a fucking. Like a whole goat head.
Yo.
We're all wearing like the fucking, you know how goats have, like someone's the tail, and then the people in the middle are just like I'm thinking of a donkey.
That's a donkey. And then we should like do something where we encourage Hubert to fucking make the noise as we're walking down.
Yeah, and then we all make the noise with him.
Yeah. Like, so if somebody passing by does something, he has to do it.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. And then we could record each time somebody fucking does it, and then do a compilation at the end. All right. I think that's something that we could just pencil in.
That's something we can really look into.
A friend of ours is having his long-awaited wedding because he's been with his girl for like what 10 since high school basically.
It's been
15 years, bro.
15 years.
Golly, my guy.
Yeah, man.
My guy basically waited until
so wild to say.
But hey, man, like. So anyway, long story short, we have a bachelor party coming up in Playa del Carmen in Mexico.
Yeah. It'd be a good
muy,
time.
Muy bien.
I've never been to Mexico either.
Me either, bro. Apparently the food's pretty good in the resort that we're going to be at. So we're staying at an all-inclusive. It's going to be dope. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Vic from training was saying how there is some training there if we wanted to. I don't really give a fuck about training down there, to be honest with you. I'm there for just.
We're there for.
I'm chilling. I'm hanging.
We're on vacation for a weekend, bro.
But I'm not gonna lie. If there's some surfing, I might have to fuck off for a couple hours.
Do your thing.
You know what I mean? But that'll be in the morning, if anything. Yeah. Which, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be.
We should really maximize as much time as we can.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Because that is the homie. That is the brethren.
Yeah, we should avoid watching fucking any One Piece when we're there. You know what I mean? Because right now, where I'm at in the One Piece arc, I should be all the way caught up by that point. Actually, now that I say that out loud.
Yeah.
But just a little update, my One Piece progress, One Piece enjoyer over here, fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
This Wano arc,
fucking good, man,
brother. It made the whole big like now looking back to our conversation about it, like a couple months ago, where like Maisie was just like, oh, but the big mom arc, and then now I know what she was talking about, because not that it was ass, it was just slow, bro. Yeah. They could have done that in like fucking half the amount of episodes.
Oh, they could have for sure. But
I get it. I get
balancing
it. Yeah, right? I get it. Like literally each episode is like a fucking how many panels on the fucking manga. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Yeah, I think that's a factor, and I also think on top of that, they don't want to get too far ahead, where they want to keep like a good.
They want a pace. They want a certain pace. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that they're not eating up too much of the source material and getting like to the point where they're actually caught up to the source material.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think
they're not anywhere close. Yeah, I looked it up. I think they're like 100. No, maybe less than that. Actually, it was actually a lot closer than I thought it would be. But there's a good distance between the two.
And it has to be like that.
Yeah, and because I think that's what I'm going to do.
Look at the manga.
The next thing I want to get into is like after I do get caught up, because I'm not too far off, bro. Like I'm literally at that point right now where Luffy just got rescued by the Heart Pirates. Or was it, what are Trafalgar Law's, the Heart Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just got, because he got knocked down by Kaido into the fucking sea.
Yeah.
And bro,
the first fight,
Zoro, shout out Zoro, man, like fucking sick animations, bro. Yeah. Holy,
the whole animation, like
when he cut Kaido, dog.
It just
was like, let's go. I was like, let's go.
Balance, yeah. He's on. He's got he has the weapon that the last time he got injured. You know.
Yeah.
But man, it's so fucked. It's like a whole journey, you know? Like it's a whole ass fucking journey from start to end. Like it just feels like every single arc or every single chapter, there's just something that hints at set up from the past. You know?
No, the way it's set up is actually wild. It's unreal how something that came from like the first season, second season is still now being paid off now. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing that I fucking
it's actually pretty wild. But when you look at it, like what I was thinking about it, like the way and not to take anything away from Oda or anything like that, but it's cool the way that he's structured the story to go from like island to island to island. You know what I mean? But then like to loop everything and then probably still be able to end up like, because based on what like the theories that I've seen, if we're talking about how One Piece is back in Impel Down, right? If it does end up that way and you're basically going through this journey and then end up in Laugh Tale or whatever the fuck, and then end up back to a place that you visited, the fourth season or something like that. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Like over a course, like that's one thing to do by island to island, but over the course of how much content that you built into it, it's wild.
It's it's more fitting. I feel like it's more fitting, especially given how much setup and how much he loves going back and recalling things from the past that have already been either like have already been visited or have already been just like put out there. I think that's more, especially having like 15, 20 years in the making, that's more impactful. That's going to hit way harder.
Exactly.
If it was maybe that's like a new place.
And it sounds like that apparently Oda has said that like One Piece is an actual physical thing and it's not like this, it's the friendship that you make. It's not some corny fucking thing at the end. So whole like like now that I'm at this point, I feel a lot better about looking into more of the folklore and like not like the spoilers. Like I'm not too concerned about spoilers at this point because I'm so close. Like basically the big thing that comes out is that he's going to be Sun God Nika, right? I've already seen him like Gear 5 or whatever, but I haven't seen like how he actually awakens it, or I haven't seen the actual fight. Nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I haven't spoiled that for myself.
That's a pretty big thing. Though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like as far as like the theories and whatnot, like I'm not too pressed about not looking at. Whereas before, leading up to this, like arc, I was like, no. Like I just listened to what you were saying, like don't fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that the payoffs have been sick. What I didn't, what I'm not kind of like enjoying about this particular arc is like just the in betweens with like what Sanji and the other gang. I get it. You need to do something, like you need to keep those guys busy at the end of the day to answer the fact like why weren't they there at the battle. But fucking sitting through some of that stuff has been fucking like okay, I get it.
Well, don't get twisted. Wano is also the Wano chapter is still like 200 episodes. It's a
big
long.
Episode. It
started back in 2019.
Yeah, it's wild.
5 years,
arc, 4 or 5 years,
bro.
Jeez.
So.
But isn't Oda like writing the last arc right now? Is that what he means when it's like it's finishing? Like is it?
I think it's definitely in the tail end.
Pretty much wrapping.
Yeah,
up, right?
it's wrapping up, but there's still a lot to cover for sure.
So what's your favorite theory right now? What's your favorite like folklore thing? What's something that you're looking forward to? Without being too spoilery for me, for example.
Well, I was even thinking before that, like we should talk about like what the fuck it even is in the first place, because there might be some people that don't even know what the fuck we're even talking.
Oh yeah, true. Good point. Yeah.
So One Piece is probably like I would be surprised if a lot of people that have especially in our age haven't heard of it. I think it's it's reached that status.
It's mainstream, 1000%. It's
mainstream, and it's also
like if you know what Dragon Ball Z is, you'll usually know what One Piece is. Yeah.
And it's usually attached to that is usually this this title of is that the show with like
1,000 episodes? Yeah,
that's the kind of like the normal or the standard of how people kind of recognize the name. And yeah, it is the show with 1,000+ episodes, been running since the late 90s till now consistently.
Is it the late 90s?
I think so. Yeah, it started back in 1999 or some shit like that. 98. But it's about pirates. It's about this guy named Luffy who is trying to become the king of the pirates, and there's the bad guys are the world.
It's a story of friendship and bonds.
Yeah,
and
the story about Yeah,
and
without sounding like fucking like we're mocking it or anything. That's exactly.
No, we're mocking. Who gives a fuck? But like, cause I'm like that's a like easy thing to make fun of it for, right?
But that
is mad corny at points.
Is.
But what you the reward for sticking with it is fucking worth it.
Yeah.
Because I was always resistant to like I was one of those One Piece like bro, like 1,000 episodes. Like how could you? Like who the fuck does that? You fucking loser. But now I'm just like brother, like I get it. I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm happy that we both because
it's a work of art. It's a work of art, dude.
Because for a long time I was on that boat too, man. Like 1,000 episodes. Why the fuck would I invest that time?
I totally get it.
I
totally get it. And actually, that reminds me. There's like I'm getting some One Piece merch, but like I like the merch where it's not like you have to really know what the fuck that thing is. It's not so obvious. You know what I mean? Like, so for that the Uchiha like sweater that I have, for example, like if you don't know what the fuck Naruto is, you won't know really what the fuck, like, but it still looks like it's a cool design. It's not like over the top fucking like, oh, I'm an anime fan.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, so speaking of that, like if you want something, then I posted the link because we're gonna get it ordered from the Philippines.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a great piece of art, honestly. Like from the artistic style, which in the beginning too, that was a part of that was another thing that I was because I used to be really big on that. Like if it didn't have anything from
sick graphics,
2010 kind of animation style onwards, then I wasn't gonna, not really into it. But it's definitely a show where it's a lot of it. Like if you're really big on that, you might not get into it. But if you're a fan of character development, if you're a fan of story building and just I don't know, like just a journey, like it's a whole ass adventure, and
it's a soap opera.
It's
it's a soap opera
in itself, man. Like one thing that Oda does a really good job of that and Oda, by the way, is his name is Ichiro Oda. And he's the
author. It's the author.
Yeah, he's the writer. He's like the main guy that came up with the idea, the OG.
Yeah.
But one thing that One Piece does above, like, they take making things super epic to like a whole new level, like, and I think it's because of the fact that there's so many layers to it, and there's so many things that he recalls from the past. That's like you said, like you'll be watching, episode 700, but he's recalling things from like episode 10 in that same in that
the way he weaves it,
and the way he like drops, he has those like mic drop moments. There's nothing else.
It's unreal.
It's there's not like that feeling that he's able to communicate through the characters and stuff like that. Like it just hits, man.
Shout out those I think they call them mangaka.
Like
the guys that write mangas, because they spend a lot of time actually writing, and that's something that the guy that writes like Naruto, for example, forget his name, but anyway, he was talking about how it's kind of like a prison, because every week you got to be like writing, you got to be fucking drawing,
I can't imagine, man.
And it's kind of like one of those things where you're a prisoner of your art, where it's just like, okay, you have this art within you, you have this ability within you, and you could either choose to like selfishly be like, I don't really want to do this, I have it in me, but I'm just gonna stop, or like, for you, maybe the incentive is different for everybody, but just they almost feel like a duty, like I gotta finish this, I gotta get this out, you know what I mean? So for you to be like stuck to a chair 20-30 years writing this fucking epic of a story, like shout out Oda, bro. Like
shout out Oda, man.
That's a huge undertaking. Think about it, like and then he because he could literally be like, you know what, fuck it, like I'm happy with my success. Like Floyd Mayweather's a good example of this, where it's just like, think about those guys. How many times have we seen it? You see it more so, I think it's more obvious in like the fight game, for example, where you see a guy on his come up, he's fucking sick, he's so focused, you know what I mean? He comes from rags, he's trying to make it, and then like against the odds, he finally makes it, right? And then he gets a little bit of money, he gets a little bit of fame, and then how many times do we see that crash and burn?
Right.
It's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to stay in that zone of creation, or in that focus of what that skill or whatever that thing is that got you to the dance in the first place, and then sustain that for how many years? As a fighter, how long are you sustaining that? But now as a writer, you know what I mean? Like how many more years are you sustaining that? Like,
I just think it's one of those
unreal.
It's one of those things where you just like Oda is just one of those cats, man. Oda's just one of those cats where they're the exception, not the rule. Whereas I think you're talking about, that's kind of like the rule, right? Where the average person that comes up and is able to achieve great things is usually, and then rides off to the sunset. That's like a more normal path than someone that just keeps fucking going. And Oda's just one of those cats that just is just, regardless of anything that happens, he's gonna fucking try to finish it.
He's gonna finish it, yeah.
And he's going to. He even has I don't know. I've only heard this. I've never actually read it myself, but I've heard that he already knows how the story is going to end, and he passed it off to his wife or some close.
I think it was like another writer.
Yeah,
and then the guy was just like, it ruined it for me because now I can't enjoy the journey the same way because I know how it.
But
ends. Yeah,
I mean, it's important that's. I mean, that's also just a testament to how invested in he is, to me at least, how invested Oda is to his own craft and to his own story.
I'm sure he sees it like its own, his like it's almost as a baby, right? Like, so.
But yeah, like to consider like, yo, like we're going on this journey and it's taking years and I have to pass this off because I might die without finishing it is like a fucking, it's one of those, like it's, I feel like it's such a, he's just one of those cats, man, that you have certain people, very, they're the exception and not the rule, where they're just built different. And for him in anime and just that whole culture, he's just, like because of that, because of his work alone and because of just his persistence every single fucking week for the past 20-ish years of just releasing.
I think it's super dope, man. When you could create something, and this goes for any kind of medium, but you can create something that people enjoy in that kind of way. I think it's fucking crazy, and I think it's not crazy, but I think it's so cool. That's dope that you've added to that, and that's kind of part of the reason why we're doing something like this too, right? If we could create something that gives people enjoyment or they get value out of it, like I think that's a net positive. That's a good, right? But obviously, there's levels to it, and Oda, like think about like if you were to put like a number to the total amount of like happiness or reward or like joy that people get from this series, like it's one of the biggest series or one of the biggest like properties, like manga properties ever, hands down.
Art in general.
It's on the same. Okay, if you were to put like a Mount Rushmore of anime, who would be on that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
but definitely, One Piece is definitely on there. For sure.
So like the authors, so it would be Oda for sure. Like I would say Akira Toriyama, 1000%, brother. The guy that made Naruto. Maybe I'm just listing off my favorites now.
Yeah,
basically that's basically what it is. No, Naruto's like
he's up there.
Naruto's up there with One Piece, I would say.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like in terms of like impact.
What the fuck's his name now, though? I forget his name.
Well, we're talking about if we're talking about just anime too, like I would put Miyazaki up there.
Oh yeah, true.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Ghibli.
Anime, yeah.
That's still within the realm of
the realm of anime, not necessarily manga, but anime for sure. Yeah,
I don't know too many authors like that.
So it would.
I know more. Well, I don't even know.
Well, those really are the ones that like have gone mainstream, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Dragon Ball Z is probably goated too. I'll put Dragon.
But that's
Ball
like that's Akira Toriyama.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I'm really fucking. I love like so far. I'm loving Wano. Obviously, I haven't gone to that point where he's awakened, I guess, but I guess I'm almost there. We'll see how it goes. We'll give another update. But before we go on, we move on, actually, like I wanted to ask you, like, what are your
theories about
things? What are you looking forward to being revealed most? Like, what?
Good question. Man. A lot of things, man. Like a lot of there's the thing you hit the note on it so well. Like the thing that's really cool, and I think it's so fucking dope, man. Like because I agree. I think One Piece, not even just in the realm of anime and manga, but just in the art realm in general, has provided so much value, so much enjoyment, so much. Just togetherness. There's
like the community around it
is crazy. It's
they're rabid, bro.
It's unlike any other community that I've seen for any from any audience or any piece of art, or like whether that be another show. Like there's communities around all the shows that we like. Like Breaking Bad. There's a community around that. There's communities around like video games that
Naruto. Yeah.
You know, but when it comes to One Piece, I think that's what's so. And I don't know if this is just Oda being fucking like a G when it comes to just making something that's so like it, because it's about pirates, right? The whole show and the whole story is about pirates. It's about finding treasure, and One Piece, as the name suggests, is actually like that the treasure in the show, right?
That
like
everybody's going after.
That everyone's going after, but not just in the show, but also in real life. Like the community is everyone was trying to band together and make these theories about like what the fuck is the One Piece. It's been like 20 years now, and I've been watching the show since we were fucking kids, and we still don't fucking know, you know. And there's still to this day,
gonna be
1,000 episodes payoff. In.
Yeah,
there's still nothing that suggests that
there's no hint, there's no hints, closer,
nothing. There's no closer.
Yeah.
There's all these different other parts that are around it that we're getting that are being shed more light on, like now,
like the road poneglyphs.
Yeah, the poneglyphs, all those. There's like the different parts that surround the treasure are becoming more and more revealed. But when it comes to the treasure itself, we still have no idea.
It's foggy.
No idea, right?
Nothing.
We have there's theories around that, but I just think it's so cool how like it's so fitting for like a community to back something like this, where it's like, not only are the people in the show, like the characters that are made in the show, going after this thing, but it almost feels like the community is too. It's like, bro, what the fuck is this thing? And I don't know if that's again Oda being a genius when it comes to like if he intended for it to be like such a
to this degree. I would say so, because like those are all device plots, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think one of the things that One Piece really benefits from, you could really see how much influence from other mangaka that he has. You know what I mean? And I think the benefit, like the ability to do that kind of story, only comes because he's had so much materials leading up to that to pull from. You know what I mean? To be inspired from. It's like, oh, what works well in other animes and what works well in other mangas. And then I'm maybe like you're going to work in like, and not even just animes and mangas, but just like stories in general. You know what I mean? Like device plots, plot devices, like what works well in anime and manga versus others. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think definitely to a certain degree that's designed by intention.
Well, yeah. Like I was more so thinking about the actual
community aspect
itself.
of it.
No,
the story.
The story itself, about how it's centered around finding treasure. Like this whole like pirates, we think of treasure, right? Like finding treasure, getting riches, becoming like, you know, the king of the pirates and stuff like that. Like I don't know if Oda even foresaw like how his community, the community around One Piece, would almost be like translating that feeling of like finding treasure to a real life thing, like a real life effort that everyone would
maybe not to the same magnitude, because like the internet obviously just amplified it, but I would think that's a fair assumption to make, that he intended,
because we all like at the end of the day, like we're all in a lot of ways watching this and consuming this show, like we're all pirates, you know, like we're all trying to find out like what the fuck this thing is, and like I feel like we're on this adventure with the fucking characters to try to find whatever the fuck this thing is.
And that's the cool part about it. Like
that's the cool part about it. It's like
there's a skill in that.
Is there any other kind of like story format like that you can kind of replicate that same feeling? Like, is there any other kind of like
Odyssey?
Yeah,
Jason and the Argonauts. Like that was the original fucking One Piece, bro.
Yeah.
They weren't pirates, but like just the story. Like this is what I'm saying, that like it's stories in a lot of ways. There's a lot of
plot devices.
Yeah. Not plot devices, but bro, you keep like fidgeting and like playing around with shit. Like it's fucking
ADHD.
like the fucking like the cover earlier was driving me up the wall, bro.
Was it?
Yeah, you kept doing this. You're like I was like, bro, chill.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking focus. I keep fucking seeing you playing around with the
fucking hey, man. It's the fucking
anyway. Yeah. Where the fuck were we? No, I was trying to keep concentration, but I just had to fucking call it out because otherwise it's gonna happen the rest of the show. Jason and the Argonauts. Yeah, so Jason and the Argonauts. It's like Luffy's in that same like hero arc, basically, right? Like there's certain like phases of a story or whatever. Like when you're actually like looking into like writing a story, there's certain themes that obviously exist in most stories, right? And I think one of the things that when I was first started watching One Piece, I'm like, yo, this is like kind of the anime version of fucking Jason and the Argonauts when he went on his journey, where he basically went on a ship, went on all these different adventures and whatnot, slayed all these monsters, and was looking for his own treasure of glory or whatever. I don't know. I haven't actually read Odyssey or whatever, but
yeah,
that's definitely one of those stories that literally came from thousands of years ago that people still talk about.
It's just it's so fitting. It's so fitting for a show of this story to be told the way that it's being told, have it run as long as it's been run, and have it just being centered around this thing that we still to this day, 20 years later, still know nothing about. It's so fitting.
Humans are fucking humans can be dicks, but humans can be fucking dope too. Because when you look at it, like the way I see a great work of art like that, it's kind of like someone building a Sistine Chapel. But instead of building the Sistine Chapel in its physical form, you're building a Sistine Chapel just with a fucking pen and a paper.
Right.
Like, think about the vastness of and the effort and like just the mental dynamics of putting a story like that together. You know what I mean?
It's so fucking dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So fucking dope. And I think I brought it up to you before, but like, man, it must be so, because like, and you could definitely say Oda is like the Elon of like the anime world, right? You know what I mean? If there was an Elon in the anime world,
like in terms of just Oda. Being like like what do you mean? And just in terms of like
being just being like a complete fucking like revolutionary, you know? Like a complete like champion. Like he's just a fucking guy. He's just a guy in anime right now, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, he's
in the culture. Like he's gonna go. His name's gonna go down as like, yo, he did that shit. You know what I mean?
He's him. He's him.
He's him for sure.
For sure.
But as far as like theories and stuff, as you asked a question of
yeah, like what are your what would you say are your top 3 things that like that aside from obviously what the One Piece is. Yeah. Like aside from like the obvious ones, like who's Luffy's mom? Which, by the way, like the Croc ones, I'm still not bought into that.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I watched it. I'm like, but like, why? What could explain Crocodile trying to kill Luffy in like the second fucking season?
Well, he didn't know. I mean? He didn't know.
He didn't know that it was Luffy.
He didn't know that was his son. So we can go into that a little bit. So the whole
Monkey D. Luffy, but he knows it's Monkey D. Luffy. If that was the mom and that like she would have known who Monkey D. Dragon is. You know what I mean? She would have known that unless she had amnesia, you know what I mean, where she doesn't know who the fuck she was, she would have known that she had a pregnancy. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like totally bought into that. But anyway, so actually, I want to touch on this one before we forget. One thing I will say about Oda, bro, he like. It's crazy how he writes in a lot of fucking transsexuals into his story. I don't give a fuck one way or about it. But one thing I did observe, I was just like, Kaido, like, say what you want about him, but he's pretty fucking accepting of the fact that his son or his daughter is a transsexual. You know what I mean? Which, you know, like for a big bad ugly like that, you would think like it would be kind of easy for Oda to write in like, oh, he was not accepting, and like, you know what I mean, like that's where another source of conflict comes from.
Right.
But he would Kaido would constantly, and maybe this is just due to the translations, but Kaido would constantly call him like, you're my son or whatever, like, and you're gonna betray me. You know what I mean? So
that's I thought that was pretty cool too. It's like
there's even 2 samurai that are fucking transsexuals too.
They don't. He did like no one bats an eye to that shit.
Nobody bats an eye to that shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It just is what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly. I think it's a cultural thing too, right? Like, I mean,
could be. Yeah.
I think in Asia in general, that's a little bit more like they're light years ahead of like the West in terms of that conversation goes.
Right.
Anyway, you know what I mean, that's been just think about Philippines, think about fucking like Thailand, like we don't really give a fuck at the end of the day.
No. Yeah, we do. We really don't.
But that's something that I just observed watching it. I found it hilarious. I'm like, wait a second, this is like the fuck it. Like, there's literally a whole island of transsexuals in the story, bro.
It's the best, man. It's the best.
What do they call? What do they? Who is that again? Who's that? The one that was in the big head, the makeup.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name now. But he's
good character, sick character.
That's another thing too, is that the show is so colorful. Like in terms of art style, there's so many different types of characters. Like any kind of wacky character or like setting that you can think of.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny that I forget what the context was, but somebody made the comment like, "Oh, I think it was a comment on Instagram," and it was, you know how some Americans be like they're weirdly shaped and like they have different proportions or whatever, right? And I remember reading this one comment where the guy was just like, "Yo, this guy's built like One Piece fucking with Oda like proportions." I was dying because some of the characters that you see on it, like especially when you're
ridiculous.
When you're in the Beast Island arc, when you see like just random like body part, like like a fucking lion as like where somebody's cock would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like or like the fucking gorilla on the end of a fist. Like what the fuck? What kind of mushrooms is Oda on, bro?
Dude, it's the most unique and just far out there animation style.
He gets silly for sure. I think he has such a great sense of humor too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a circle jerk on fucking Oda. Everybody's done this before.
It's so fucking fun too. To just like the thing that it hits, the thing about the show too is that it hits on all the feelings. Like in terms of what I think it does particularly well is make things super fucking dope and epic, but on the same vein, like it's also really fucking funny. Like it's genuinely funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's super silly.
Yeah.
It makes me cry.
Yeah, bro.
Like sometimes you shed a fucking tear. I know you definitely fucking shed a tear. Like there's some of those fucking the times where it's sad. Yeah, man. Like he knows.
Wait. Why did you say like I know you shed a tear? Like I fucking cry all the time.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean like that. But like I know for sure.
Yo, there's definitely bro. Like I'll shed a fucking tear.
Yeah, I'll shed a fucking tear too. I'm not afraid to. Yeah, bro. Like there's some fucking.
Yo, you're not cool unless you fucking shed a tear when you're watching movies. Okay,
bro, like 100%, man. Go out there and cry.
Go cry. You know,
cry more.
Crying's good for you, bro.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Man, we keep fucking straying away from this topic, but it's a good question. Like, what do I expect? I think the biggest thing that man, I definitely want to see what this new character, this we see in the world government. There's like a new in the bad people side.
Mm-hmm.
This new character Emu come up.
Oh, Emu, yeah. Like what Emu's deal is?
Yeah, what the whole backstory there is, like why, what, number one, like what the Void Century was, like that 100-year period.
Yeah, for sure.
And also like why does the government want to hide it so much? You know, like why, like what is the reason? Obviously, it has something to do with Joy Boy and Sun God Nika and shit like that. But like I just feel like there's more to it than.
Yeah, I want to know what the D is.
Yeah.
Like is there, like I was thinking if it all turns out to be that they're somehow linked to that kingdom that was part of that, you know what I mean? And maybe they're all descendants of whatever royal family, because that was a royal family that was in that island, right?
Right.
And I'm wondering if for whatever reason maybe Blackbeard sides with Luffy at the end.
You could see that.
I think that's a possibility. I want to see what whatchamacallit, Blackbeard's third person is going to be, because apparently because he's Cerberus, right? He's a three-headed dog. So that's the theory, that the reason why he can take on a second devil fruit is because he's actually three people. Like he has three souls or whatever, because he's Cerberus. Yeah. And then so there's a theory that he might have a third devil fruit by the end of it.
Fuck. Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I don't know what else do you have. I want to know what about Red Hair and like what his deal
is. Yeah.
Not necessarily like his backstory for sure, which is going to answer some questions, but more so like what are his intentions? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because there's some theories about him that he could possibly be bad,
or like what are the holy knights of whatever the fuck? Like, did you hear about that? What is that like? Of the world government, like there's these holy knights that are meant to, like their whole purpose is to make sure that there's balance in the world, whatever. And he's that holy knight or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, that's interesting. And what was the other one? I don't know. I think those are the ones that like outside of like the obvious ones. I think those are the ones that are kind of like what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, and I think by when it's all said and done in the end, like it's impossible to cover everything. I don't know. I don't expect him to cover everything or to tie the knot and everything. But you could definitely for sure. I think a lot of the things we just mentioned are going to be uncovered for sure, and it's going to be a crazy wrap. Like I think a lot of things are going to go down over the next decade when it comes to the show.
I want to see where Dragon fits in because we like he's a Revolutionary Army dude.
Yeah,
but like where, like why?
There's still a lot that we don't know. There's still a lot of,
which is wild when you think about the fact that there's so much been covered so far, and there's still so much to be revealed. You know what I mean?
There's still so many siloed off. Like Emu is a great example of something that's completely siloed right now. Like we don't know how. Like we can only suspect that, you know, because of what we saw in that one scene with like the giant hat, that there's some kind of relationship to the Void Sentry and Joy Boy, but like that's all that we can go off of right now. Like there's so many disparate parts and storylines to uncover, and I think that it's literally just it's like
building into a crescendo.
It's going to
be a huge
exponential.
Drop.
Exponential,
expeditious, and the circumference and the diaphragm of the story building and the arc of the, you know, what would you have to say about that in comment?
Oh, that's it's just as accurate as you could fucking make it out to be. That's just, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Absolutely.
But fuck. What else happened this week?
What are we at for time? How are we doing on time?
We're at an hour and 11.
What time? What's the actual?
11:21.
Oh fuck, we got a few more minutes.
We got a few more minutes.
What else we got on the list,
dude? Thinking about, I mean, like, what would you say to someone just to put the final, you know, the nail in the fucking hammer, the hammer on the nail on the whole One Piece thing? Like, for someone that's looking to get into it, or not even looking to get into it, but what would be your like elevator pitch if you were trying to recommend the show?
Yo, like, fuck, man. Okay, I could understand that there's hesitation around it. I definitely felt that hesitation around fucking taking on 1,000 episode anime. However, it is worth it. If you're into anime in general, it's worth it. If you're into just stories in general, it's fucking worth it.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely an epic of our time in terms of like, it's like, I think this is going to be one of those things that people later on are going to look back. It's going to have that classic level to it. You know what I mean? Where everybody's, you know, maybe 50 years from now, we're like, yeah, like One Piece was that shit. You know what I mean? Like it was that story.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, is that it can inspire, like, I think it's one of those things that that definitely have inspired the next, wave of mangaka that are going to come out of Japan. Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it. 100%. Like 100%. It's 1,000% worth it.
I don't think anyone, it's like going to the gym. I don't think anyone that has caught up and actually has dedicated themselves to watching the show or keeping up with the manga has come to the end of it or come out of it saying, I wish I haven't done that.
Yeah.
You know, because there's the thing that's great about it right now in this present, like in the present, literally current times right now, is that it's still not done, and it's not anywhere close to being done. Like it is in the tail end, like the latter half, but there's still time to get into it, to catch up, and to ride this wave. You know, ride the current wave with everyone in the community around it.
Yeah, and what I like about it too is that unlike other animes, it's not like the power system is not as broken. I would say, like it's pretty leveled. Like it's not something that that, you know, I would bring up issue with, where Naruto got fucking ridiculous towards the end with the power changes and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they're literally gods.
Yeah, bro. Whereas One Piece, there's always still like the next, like for what you're saying about Emu, we don't know the vastness of fucking Emu's power. For example, Emu could literally just destroy a whole fucking island for all we fucking know,
right?
Like, with a click of a button.
Right.
You know what I mean? Same with the those 5 elders or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think we were only like, I saw some clips or some panels of like Saturn like being one of those demons or whatever. Like,
you're deeper in it than I try not to pay attention to the theories too much.
Oh, I'm gonna
It's a huge fucking time sink for me personally.
Oh, it's a time suck.
I fucking get into it Sure.
That's why I try not to either, but now I'm kind of like I can't help myself because I'm pretty much fucking like I'm pretty much there.
You're pretty much there.
I'm pretty much there.
You're knocking on heaven's door for sure.
But I'm probably gonna start reading the manga once I do get caught up.
Do it, do it.
Yeah,
I should probably do the same thing too, but I prefer watching as opposed to, and it's something to do every week as well.
Well, that's one of the things that I liked about Naruto was that every week, like, oh fuck this chapter, like, and then like that disappointment of like that 1 week where it's like, there's just fucking filler or setup, and you're just like, then the next week it's fire, like, oh, you're going fuck off of a fucking comic, like,
bro,
you know what I mean?
Yo, the manga right now for One Piece is popping.
That's what I'm saying, exactly, yeah.
But man, on that topic, like, dude.
What else we got?
The time sink when it comes to theories and looking up shit like that, man.
It's fun.
It's fun. But you're like, it is a time sink at the end of the day. One of the things that I looked at my phone screen time this week was just like I was not happy with, honestly, man. Like I spent a lot of time on my phone.
What are we at?
Just that I'm at like 6 hours, 5 hours, and it's like mainly for entertainment.
Not gonna lie. I'm at 6 hours right now, but that's a 15% decrease from what I was last week. So my personal goal is to get less than 3 hours at this point.
So like one of the things that I was thinking about was like, man, I need to like really start shifting. I want to actively and intentionally lower the amount of time I spend towards leisure. And I think having the phone screen summary is like a really powerful thing that you can kind of look at and like use as like the benchmark.
You can put it as a widget on your phone.
Yeah,
so it shows as like one of the panels that you have to slide through.
I think that's one of the best things that you could leverage to actually like and a lot of people are like this too, but if you're like one of those people that doom scroll and you at the end of like your session you're thinking like, fuck, how the fuck did 2 hours pass?
Wild.
You gotta look at your phone screen time and actually try to like it's like the perfect way I think for you to actively change that habit. And 100%. So I like how they break it down by entertainment, education, whatever. And so
productivity.
I don't necessarily want to make it so that I do less screen time for the sake of just having less screen time.
Right.
Because I think it's more so just
less leisure.
Right?
Yeah.
And so one of my goals around that I was thinking about is instead of like, putting X amount of time into I want to put more time towards different buckets. Not necessarily dropping the 12 hours that I spend on my phone for the sake of just the hours, but spending more time towards things like education, things like productivity. So one of the apps that I downloaded recently was this app called Mimo, which is pretty much the Duolingo for learning how to code. So fuck it, bro.
Nice.
Like instead of fucking like I think in tandem with this whole writing.
Let me ask you about that actually though, because for coding, I guess the value of that, because I'm hearing with a lot of the AI is like coding is going to be a fucking afterthought. So it's more, if anything, like have you thought about like prompt engineering?
Well, yeah, I definitely have, and I've heard about. I think the CEO of NVIDIA was just like,
NVIDIA, yeah.
I also do think that a little bit of that is just trying to get the share price up.
Sell.
Yeah.
But I thought about that too. Yeah. But I mean, I think it still brings up a valid point.
It's a valid point for sure. Like prompt engineering, whatever. I definitely think that especially to like, the thing with coding is it's kind of like writing. It's kind of like writing in the sense that coding is really one of those it's really, you have to get really descriptive. You have to have you're forced, because you're talking to a computer and you're telling a computer to do certain things. You have to get really clear on like the instructions giving the computer, right? So I think it's like the perfect thing to kind of
introduce yourself,
have alongside of writing, or to do alongside of like actually like writing and journaling and that kind of thing, because it just helps with clarity of thought. The same benefits that we talked about last week with my writing habit are the same things that you're seeing from code. And I have to do a little bit of coding in my job anyway too, like probably you as well. Like we're both in software jobs. That was actually another thing that I wanted to dig a little bit more, but just given the time, maybe we can talk more about our jobs next week. But I think what's really cool about what's really cool about this app is that right now it's I'm just trying to learn the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals. And I think there's always going to be a place for people to have that knowledge, even with Chat GPT and AI and all that stuff, just because it's going to help scale your ability to prompt and interact with these
things,
you're going to be able to understand it on a fundamental level like that. I think that's going to be really.
There's still value to.
There's still very a lot.
I think so. I get it. What I'm not trying to discount that you're looking into that. I'm just saying, like, looking at it from that lens, I think that's cool that you're looking at it from that lens.
Yes.
Because it's more so because I always thought I had the same thought where it's just like, okay, that might be the case that AI has it, but even if I do want to focus on prompt engineering, then still having an appreciation for how it's actually built from the ground up, still going to add value for my skill set.
In my day-to-day, I use a lot of ChatGPT just to help out with like just regular tasks, like small tasks, right?
Yeah.
But what I really like about ChatGPT when I ask it to do certain, because I have more of like a data analyst type of job, and so a lot of it is like working with spreadsheets and working with data tables and things like that. And so when I ask ChatGPT to do some mundane daily tasks around that, what they do is they also spew you the code, the actual code, and what language that they wrote the code in to actually process the task.
Cool. Yeah.
So I could look back at
adjust it.
Yeah, and I could see that. Oh, like I could see what happened in the back end and what kind of Python code. Python's
kind of joins are being made.
Like, yeah, exactly. On the SQL side, yes, but on the Python side, seeing how they what they actually tell the computer to do to actually follow the instructions that I give it. Sometimes I give these prompts like very detailed things to do, like like do this calculation on this row, like like very very.
What's your policy? What's your company's policies around that? Like,
that's a good question. I don't really know
because we have a policy against that shit.
Yeah, right. Like sharing,
because you're putting like company information.
Yeah. That's
up to a server, you know what I mean? So I would be kind of cautious around that. I would double check.
Yeah, I probably should. You're right, but no, I just think I
might have just dry snitched yourself, bro.
Well, no, I mean at the end of the day, like I think, like bro, like everyone's doing it. Everyone, like especially with
I get that.
You know what I mean?
But that's also part of my hesitation around talking about work on this.
Yeah,
I think it's fine to talk about work, but in a certain frame.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't want to fucking dox ourselves.
I mean, fuck. Well, I mean, that's. I guess we already crossed that bridge. So what can we do, right? Get edited out. But yeah, that's just something that.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think you have to edit out anything on this.
Yeah,
that's gonna be up to you anyway. But anyway, so all right. What else we got? Do we have anything else?
11:30. I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah, let's call it.
Let's get it.
All right.
Thanks for watching another episode, another podcast from Yes and Perhaps.
We'll be back to you next week.
Signing out.
Peace. Thanks for joining in. Peace.
Hell yeah, brother.